The forest does not become dangerous when the predator sees you. It becomes dangerous when you accidentally tell it what you are. A person walks alone between dark trees. The air smells of sweat, soap, plastic, metal, smoke from a distant campsite. To a wolf, a cougar, or a bear, that is not the smell of deer. It is not rabbit or elk. It is something strange moving through the woods with chemicals on its skin and fear in its breath. So the animal watches. It does not attack. Not yet. For a few seconds, the human is protected by confusion. Too upright, too unfamiliar, too full of wrong smells, too different from the prey map inside the predator's brain. Then the person hears a branch snap behind them and makes the sound that changes everything. A sharp gasp, a broken cry, feet crashing through leaves, branches snapping fast now, not slowly. The body is no longer saying, "Strange human," it is saying something older, something every predator understands. Something is afraid, something is running, something may be catchable. That is the real danger behind this story. Wild predators often ignore humans because we do not smell, move, or sound like their normal food. We are not invisible to them. They can smell us long before we see them, but the smell is confusing. To us, that is just being human. To a predator, it may be a warning label. But wild animals smell different, familiar, readable, and part of the forest. A human can smell like laundry, meat, fire, fear, and machine at the same time. That does not make us safe. It makes us uncertain, and uncertainty can stop an attack before it begins. A predator does not survive by attacking every warm body it can overpower. A bad target can injure it. A broken tooth, a damaged eye, a torn muscle. In the wild, that can become a slow death sentence. So before the attack, there is a question. Not a human question, a biological one. Is this food? Is this danger? Is this worth the risk? Most of the time, humans fail that test as prey. We move too upright, smell too artificial, sound too unfamiliar, and carry too much human strangeness to fit cleanly into a predator's prey pattern. But sound can rewrite the pattern. Not every sound. A calm voice at a distance may warn an animal to leave. In bear country, making steady human noise can help avoid surprising a bear. That kind of sound says, "I am here. Do not run into me by accident." But panic sounds different. A scream does not land in the forest like normal conversation. A desperate cry cuts through distance. A high, broken voice can resemble distress. Fast, uneven breathing can change the rhythm of the body. Running turns footsteps into impact, leaves into alarm, branches into signals. The forest hears loss of control, and predators are built to notice loss of control. This is why a fleeing animal can trigger attention even when a still animal did not. A rabbit hidden in grass is just a possibility. A rabbit exploding from cover becomes a target. A deer standing alert is harder to read. A deer crashing away through brush tells the hunter exactly where the story is going. Escape has a sound, and sometimes humans accidentally make it. Mountain lions are the clearest example. A cougar is an ambush predator. It does not want a fair fight. It wants silence, angle, surprise, and the moment when prey turns away. Official wildlife guidance warns people not to run from mountain lions because running can trigger the chase response. That does not mean every running person gets attacked. Most do not. But the sound and motion of retreat can move a human closer to the category the cougar understands best. Something leaving. Something making the rhythm of prey. Before that moment, the cougar may hesitate. The human smells strange. The shape is wrong. The posture is wrong. The animal is still deciding. Then panic gives it a simpler answer. Bears are different. A bear is not usually waiting for a chase the way a cat might. Many bear attacks are defensive. The animal is surprised at close range, protecting cubs, guarding food, or suddenly forced into a decision. Here, the dangerous sound may not be running prey. It may be sudden chaos. A human crashing through brush, shouting, stumbling, appearing too close too fast. That can sound less like food and more like threat. The bear does not need to want to eat the person. It only needs to decide the situation is exploding next to it. This is why the same human can be safer making calm noise from far away and less safe creating panic at close range. One sound prevents surprise. The other becomes surprise. Wolves read the world through sound and group movement. Healthy wild wolves usually avoid adult humans. They smell us, hear us, and often leave before we ever know they were there. But wolves are experts in weakness, separation, and confusion. A confident human group sounds different from one frightened person running alone. A calm voice sounds different from panicked crying. A person moving steadily sounds different from something stumbling through brush. The dangerous shift is not just fear. It is vulnerability becoming audible. And predators are specialists in vulnerability. Even in water, sound can change the situation. A shark does not need the world to be clear. Water carries pressure, vibration, movement, and struggle. A calm swimmer may still be noticed, but frantic splashing can resemble injured surface activity, the kind of disturbance that deserves investigation. The shark may not think human. It may not even think prey at first. It may only detect a signal that says something is moving badly at the surface. That is enough to bring it closer, and closer is where mistakes happen. This is why the sound itself matters less than what it imitates. Panic, crying, a wounded rustle in the bushes, a splash that sounds uncontrolled, a fast retreat through dry leaves. These are not magic buttons that force predators to attack. Nature is not that simple. Hunger matters, age matters, past experience matters. But these sounds can remove the one thing that often protects us: doubt. A human who smells strange and stands still may not be worth solving. A human who runs, cries, thrashes, or crashes through cover starts to resemble a problem predators have solved for millions of years. Distress, injury, escape. The wilderness does not need to know your name. It only needs a pattern. That is why hunters and wildlife callers can sometimes attract predators with sounds that imitate wounded animals. A distress call cuts through the landscape because predators already understand the message. Something is hurt. Something is weak. Something may be easy. A human panic sound can accidentally borrow part of that language. Not perfectly, not always, but enough to matter in the wrong situation. This is the terrifying reversal. Most of the time, our strangeness protects us. To a predator, we do not smell like clean prey, move like clean prey, or sound like clean prey. We are a confusing mix of human odor, upright posture, artificial noise, and unfamiliar behavior. But panic can strip that confusion away. A cry can sound like weakness. A run can sound like chase. A frantic rustle can sound like something injured trying to escape. That does not guarantee an attack. It only changes the question. The predator is no longer trying to solve what you are. It is trying to decide whether you can be caught. That is the sound in the title. Not a secret frequency, not one magic scream. The sound of control breaking inside a body that suddenly resembles prey. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.